Welcome to MI Magazine presents Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, relationships, mental health, and food. Our weekly guest hosts are Christy Grays Chambers, Carla Hill, Dr. Delvina Thomas, and Chef Irene. Now introducing our host, Miss Nikki Gellin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to MIA Magazine Presents. Okay, so I'm your host. I am Nikki G. Nikki Says YOLO, and we are here every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. So thank you so much for being our guest. So I want to open the show by saying that last week I actually posted a post on my Instagram, which is Nikki Says YOLO. And the post read this. It said, if she doesn't spend money on you, she doesn't like you. Women have money. Is that true? If she don't spend money on you, then she don't like you. Well, as far as me, why does it have to be money? And the thing is, if I don't spend money on a man, it doesn't mean I like him any less. I mean, maybe I'm all about trying to get to know the inner being of the person and not the actual surface materialistic part. But what is your take on that? Do you feel like if women don't spend money on their man, that she's not really into him? I want to get your opinion. So drop your comments. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll revisit that. Okay? So we have a really special guest tonight. He is Big Lip on Hot 105. He's also known as Alex Chisholm. He's a radio announcer and comedian. So I'll be speaking to him in a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. Now, join the African American Black Alzheimer's Disease Initiative at the John P. Hussman Institute for Human Genomics, University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. If you are someone that is experiencing loss of memory or memory problems, or if you know someone who has those problems, please contact the research team at 877-686-6444. Again, the number is 877-686-6444. And now I'm going to pass this over to my first co-host. She is a stylist, personal shopper. You can catch her on NBC6's Six in the Mix. She is a stylista. Miss Christy Grays Chambers, what do we have going on tonight?
Nikki G. Hey, girl. Hey. So I'm super excited about Big Lip. I mean, I feel like he's been a staple in my life since I moved here 20 years ago. So listen, did you watch Versus?
I missed it.
Okay, well, it's okay. Listen, the talk has been about the fashion. So I'm here to talk about that today. So look at these slides. Versus was really good. They took a break halfway through, Nikki G, and I thought they were just going to use the restroom, take a sip of water, but no, they did a whole wardrobe change. So these are their second looks. So let's talk about first let's talk about Verdine from Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I know some of my girlfriends were on social media talking about how much they wanted his pants. Well, let me tell you where they are from. They are from a gentleman, a Black designer called Rich Fresh. So check out his website, check out his Instagram. That's where the suit came from, custom made. Yeah, and his second look looked very similar, but it was different. Now let's talk about Ron Eisley. So a lot of people on social media and myself was like, where is Ron Eisley? Like, I don't see him, but that was him sitting there with the fur, with the sunglasses, with the hat. So let's talk about it. This hat is from Stetson, USA. We've all heard of Stetson, maybe, maybe not. His necklace is from a company, I forgot the name, Sydney Evans. Right? But the suit is from Dolce & Gabbana. And if you go on Dolce & Gabbana's website now, you too can have this suit for $3,345. So check it out. He has a black stylist named Bernard G. Jacobs. Now, his second look, Ron Eisley, I can't tell if it was custom or not because this suit jacket is a little bit longer than what's on their website. But you see versions of this suit, and Aldous Hodges, the actor, also wore this similar print. So this is on Dolce & Gabbana's website too for $4,995. And I think it's a little bit more because it's 3 pieces. It comes with the vest. All right, so let's talk about Steve Harvey's wardrobe. He was the host. Now, his first look was amazing. I loved it. Purple satin. And if you've been watching this, you know I love a monochromatic look. So same color from head to toe. Absolutely fabulous. And his hat is by a company called Mashika Hat. And his stylist, who also styles Tyler Perry, Ellie Caramo. So let's bring this to Miami, as I like to do. Now, these brocade prints and, the floral prints and, those statement prints that most of the men wore that night can be found at Rasul's in Miami. And Rasul's is a staple in Miami. My jacket didn't come from there, but, I wore this kind of in homage to all the Earth, Wind, and Fire and Eisley brothers. So that is my segment for today, all about the fashion at Versus.
So I have a question. So with the whole Steve Harvey look, I want to ask you guys out there, would you rock that look? Was it like satin was the material? Okay. So, okay.
It was definitely satin, and I failed to mention that it was custom Dolce & Gabbana. So I don't know what was going on that a lot of the people wore Dolce & Gabbana, but it was so.
All right then. Okay, well, fellas, let us know. Would you rock a Steve Harvey Dolce & Gabbana satin purple, kind of look? Drop your comments.
Well, Kristen, know too. Good question,
girl. Yes. So we'll see you next week. And now on to the next co-host. So she is our board certified mental advocate. She's also the host of the Brain Love podcast. So, Dr. Delvina, happy Hump Wednesday. How's it going?
Hey, Nikki. Happy Hump Wednesday. And as Chef would say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's actually past 5 o'clock where we are. And so it is happy hour time. And, things are sort of opening back up now when people are getting out a little bit more. I was thinking ever since this whole thing happened with DMX, I said, I need to just sort of talk to the people about substance use, about substances, because I don't think you and I have ever had that conversation, right?
We haven't, no.
Yeah. So are you ready to take the couch, Nikki?
For you, I'm always ready.
All right. So listen, DMX, prayers for him and his family. Substance use disorder is a serious thing. It's a serious issue. It is a mental health disorder. Substance use disorders are considered mental illnesses. And so there are different types. Some folks develop addictions to alcohol. Some people develop addictions to cocaine. Some people become addicted. The thing that we've heard the most about recently has been the opiates, the opioids, heroin, pain pills like the Oxys, OxyContin, the Percocet, the fentanyl. People have been overdosing on these different combinations of things. And people also develop addictions to sedatives, benzodiazepines. These are pills that are supposed to be prescribed, but people can buy them in the streets, out in the community. These are basically things like Xanax and Ativan and Klonopin, but out in the street, they're called bars and footballs. And they have a couple of other names like Xannies as well. So parents, brothers and sisters, siblings, talk to your children and talk to the older adults too about what they're using, what they're doing to help self-medicate. The thing is this, COVID-19 has presented a lot of stress and challenges for people. And so sometimes when people are stressed and challenged and overwhelmed, they turn to the bottle, they turn to alcohol, or they turn to some type of substance such as drugs. And even we consider cigarettes, people who smoke, we consider that to be a use disorder as well, a nicotine use disorder. So it's important to have these conversations with your children and to explain to them things like self-control and finding ways to deal with stress so that they're not self-medicating with the substances, because it can be a slippery slope. And I just want to tell people, happy hour is great. It's wonderful, but be in control. Drink alcohol because you like the taste of it, not because you're overwhelmed, not because you're stressed, not because you had a bad day at work. So that's what I got for you, Nikki.
Okay, wait. So you gave it. Okay, wait. So there were two names that you gave it earlier. Can you repeat those?
Substance use disorder, you mean? Or are you referring to the prescription pills, the Xanax, the Xannies, the bars?
Yeah, you kind of named it something differently.
Yeah, those are the street names for those types of prescriptions that get abused. The other name you'll hear too is footballs. People will call them footballs. Yeah.
Oh, wait, so like Xanax footballs is what you're saying?
Yes, I do believe Xanax is the one that can be called a football. There's different ones, like there's bars. They call them bars. They call them footballs. They call them Xannies. And those are the street names for these pills when people are buying them on the street and they're using them to abuse them.
Wow, I don't know how football correlates to Xanax. Maybe it's like
it looks like a football.
Ah, okay, I got you. Okay, well, thank you for that for letting us know about that, and
yes.
We'll definitely see you next week.
And listen, people, visit my website if you need resources for a substance use disorder, if you need to help a family member who may be suffering. Go to SAM, as in Mike, HSA.org, SAMHSA.org.
All right, so brain love.
Brain love.
Bye. And now on to my next co-host. She is a host on PBS television. She's also our arts and culture connoisseur. So Miss Carla Hill, happy Hump Wednesday.
Happy Hump Wednesday. I want to get into all of this. You know, we're all hopefully getting the vaccine. We're getting ready to travel. And I've been on this sunscreen kick. If you all have been watching this show, and it's not a kick, it's really important for Black people to protect their skin. And I was so inspired by last week's show that I want to feature two other Black dermatologists, one living right here in South Florida, and they have great beauty products that are now available nationally. So Dr. Heather Willary Lloyd is a world-renowned expert in melanin-rich complexions. She's actually my dermatologist. She's a board-certified dermatologist and the director of ethnic skincare at the University of Miami, and she's run her own thriving practice since 2002. She is right here in South Florida, but also has a line called Specific Beauty. And I'm so happy to say that Specific Beauty is available in Target. Dr. Willary Lloyd is so in demand. Like, you'll have to call right now to get an appointment in like 2, 3, 4 months time sometimes. But you can have her with Specific Beauty. Our melanin helps to give us our skin its rich, unique hue, but it also can be responsible, because it's highly reactive, for creating dark spots and a slight irritation. And that can be caused by a lot of things: hormone, sun exposure. That's why sunscreen is important. But Dr. Heather's breakthrough melatonin therapy, it's a 3-step system, skincare system that's tailored to the unique needs of melatonin-rich skin. So in the 3-piece that you're able to find at Target, you get a gentle daily cleanser. We don't have to scrub until our skin is tight and dry. And you also get a brightening serum, as well as a SPF, a sunscreen that's 30, with an SPF of 30. We really shouldn't be using anything less than SPF of 30. Dr. Rose Ingleton is a new dermatologist that I've discovered. She's based in New York City. You can go and make an appointment with her. And as a matter of fact, as we get to travel and go, I like to experience new spas and things like that. But Dr. Ingleton is a legit dermatologist. She too has a renowned skincare line. She's been a board certified dermatologist with over 2 decades of expertise in customizing regimes for patients. And this skincare cream, this moisturizer, is everything that everyone is talking about right now. It's the Rose Ingleton MD Signature Moisturizer. You can find Ingleton Skincare at Sephora. And this is a very hydrating, smoothing moisturizer. And it combines, she has this signature Jamaican blend. It's like a secret family recipe. And it has peptides, vitamin C, vitamin B3. Now, it's important to note this is not a sunscreen. This is something you would put on before your sunscreen for moisture. So the other piece I want to talk about, sporting black skincare, let's not forget about bad girl Riri and her Fenty line. She just came out with her new skincare line that does include a sunscreen. And the nice thing I like about it is that it's refillable. You don't have to buy this whole thing every time. So we're helping Mother Earth.
Wow.
It is an SPF of 30 and it has great moisturizing properties. I've been using it for about a week and I love it. Remember that you do have to restart your, you do have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours in order to get the benefit. So you apply in the day, apply at lunch, and then apply before you get on that drive home when the sun is beating our faces.
Okay, so basically moisturize first and then
Yes.
apply the sunscreen after, and every 2 hours.
Every 2 to 3 hours, you are supposed to reapply. Yes.
Got it. Okay,
Yes.
but if you go to the beach and the water hits you, does that change?
More often, because
Okay.
the water is, as you go in and you enjoy the swimming and stuff like that, make sure that when your skin is dry that you are reapplying because that water is washing it all away.
Okay, got you. All right, Miss Carla, thank you. All right, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And now on to my next co-host. He is the host of Taste the Island on American Public Television. He's also a personal and private chef. Chef Irie. Well, go on. Happy Hump Wednesday.
Happy Hump Wednesday to you too, my dear. How are you? What's going on?
I'm happy. How are you doing?
Well, good to hear that. Salute to all the people, lovely people out there. Fire. So what am I talking about today? Indulge me a little bit. Sorry for the unenergetic, vibes right now. But last month we came off, colorectal cancer awareness month, and just listening to Dr. Delvino talk a little bit about stress and other things, issues, alcohol, drugs, and all that good stuff. This month is National Stress Awareness Month, and it just so happens that today is World Health Day. So if you see where I'm going, so I didn't have any prepared slides today, and I figured, I'd just come on today, just to make an impassioned plea, to folks, myself, like yourself, everybody that's watching, and everybody that we know, that's around us. I lost a friend of mine this morning, woke up this morning, and it's kind of bugging me a little bit. But especially the people in my industry, the culinary industry, so, but I'm speaking to everybody, and I'm making a deep and passionate plea to people in the culinary industry. We often seem to think that we are gods and we are here, we can do anything, and we are always putting more than just our one foot forward. You're always putting several feet, several hands forward, thinking that we can always do everything that our clients ask and then some and then some. And we are in crazy conditions. We work long hours, and not just for one day, but every week, every day, every week, every month, for as long as we're in the industry. I know other people in other industries, they do the same as well. People are working hard and oftentimes are forgetting to take care of self. And self doesn't just mean, as Carla was just talking about, skincare. Self, it's everything. Skincare, mental care, physical care, and just time for self. And, when these months come up and they are highlighting health issues, most of us seem to not pay them any attention, because they're drawing attention to that which is important to us. We all want to live healthy, longer lives. So my plea to everybody, especially if there are issues in your family. My dad died of colon cancer, so I'm always, thinking about it as well. But just in general, if you get the opportunity, when you get the opportunity to do these physical checkups, do
Mhm.
them. Don't discount anything that out of the ordinary where and you keep brushing it aside. It ain't nothing. It's just a little pain. Is whatever is just a little bit off. Guess what? Every health concern starts with just a little bit of something. And oftentimes we are discounting it, oftentimes to our detriment, because we are often catching things late, or things are happening to us that really shouldn't happen to us, or something sudden happens when maybe sometimes it could have been prevented. So today, World Health Day, if there's something that you have, make that appointment, whether you're a woman, breasts, whatever it is, make that appointment, especially for black men. Black men, I don't care what industry you are in, get that prostate checked. Okay.
Mhm.
Get that, everybody that's getting up, past 45, start thinking about going to get that colonoscopy. Okay. We live in a time where modern medicine has, evolved. Um, so sometimes it will definitely be the thing that helps you. So that's what I got to say today. I hope everybody is cool. Happy hump day. And just like Dr. Delvina says, don't drink this because you're trying to squash stress and pain.
Yeah.
Drink this because it is something that you like to do among, whether it's sometimes by yourself or with friends. Salud.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me think about Chadwick as well. Chadwick's passing, and I'm still trying to process
Mm-hmm.
what happened to him. So we have to be screened if we have the resources and the opportunity to be screened and to live longer.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta take advantage of it.
Right. And one final thing though, don't something we come on here and we always giving advice, to stuff like that. Don't just wait for anybody else to give you advice. I often have discussions in other podcasts where we're always, talking about information that's there, and we never seem to want to go get it, go find it. It's always so easier for someone else to spoon feed us information, so we owe it to ourselves to go and seek information when it's about our health, about whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go find it.
No, definitely. It's right there. It's Google. It's right there for us. So, well, Chef Irie, thank you so much.
Peace out, man. Peace out. Yeah.
Peace out.
So next week
See you next
we come with bells blazing.
All right, we'll see you next week. Enjoy
Big
your
up,
Wednesday.
big lip.
Big up, he's next. Well, okay, well, like Chef Irie said, but before I talk about Big Lip, so I had a question earlier, and the question was, if a woman don't spend on a man, does it mean that she's not into him? So Michelle posted, spend a little money, hun. So, so I don't really agree with that. I feel like if women spend on their man or don't, it doesn't mean that she's not into him. So, okay, Michelle, well, thanks for that. You said spend a little money, hun. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now on to our featured guest. I've been listening to Big Lip since like the 2000s. I don't want to age myself, but he is a radio announcer, a comedian. He is like a staple in the Miami community on the airwaves. So Alex Chisholm, aka Big Lip.
What's up? How you doing? What's up? What's going on?
What's up? Thanks for being our guest tonight. How's it going?
Appreciate it. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. First of all, I don't know if I should talk about that question that you just asked about the women and if they spend. Let me tell you something, and I won't keep it real. You know, I always give it to you raw.
All right.
I've seen too many women spend money on men that they really, really love. Okay, I've seen it happen over and over and over again. If a woman don't spend any money on you, it's either one or two reasons. She's either selfish or she ain't into you that much. And because guess what? Even if she's broke and she don't have a lot of money, she'll do a little something nice for you just to show you that she loves you. It's the same rules that apply to men. So no, if she doesn't spend no money, she doesn't go the extra mile, she don't like you that much. Do you know why? Because it's a dude out there that she did do that for.
So let me ask you, what if the tables were turned? What if the man don't spend a lot of money on his woman? It means he's not really into her. What if the tables are turned?
It has nothing to do with the tables are turned. See, everything is about effort and everything is about how you feel. Because I've been in love with somebody when I was completely broke back in the day. But you know what I did? I laid the pipe and we went out and did like walks in the park and other things that were just great. You understand what I'm saying? So at least she saw me putting forth the effort. You got what I'm saying? So it's not about how much she spends, it's what she tries to do to compensate for what she doesn't have. That's what it's all about.
What matters, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for that, Jim.
Okay, I just want to let you know.
That's well, thank you to others out there listening and watching. So I have to get into my first question.
Okay.
Okay, we know you as Big Lip, but your government name is
Alex Chisholm, as in Shirley Chisholm.
Shirley Chisholm. Yeah, Chisholm, right?
Yeah, that's actually my aunt.
Wait, your aunt
is Shirley Chisholm.
Oh my God! Okay, wait a minute. I did some. I'm like, wait, Chisholm. Wait, it's Chisholm, right?
Chisholm.
Chisholm. Okay, I did some research, and I don't know if you did as well, but that's like a Southern Scottish last name.
It's Irish. It's actually Irish. It's an Irish last name, and that was my slave master. That was my slave masters back in the day.
Okay, all right then. So I'm like, wait, he has like a Irish, Scottish, English last.
Let me tell you, if you Google Alex Chisholm, you're not gonna see nothing but white people. So you have no idea. Like it's the whitest name in America, but whatever, it's me. That's what it is.
And you got that last name. Okay, well, thanks for clarifying that. Okay. Okay, so when did you realize you wanted to be in the entertainment industry? Like how did you know your calling? And how did it start? The whole journey of it.
All right. Well, the whole journey, I started, a lot of people don't know this. I started DJing back in 1980. I'm 46 years old. So I started DJing back in, I know, that's the Indian on my daddy's side. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I'm 46 right now. What happened was I started DJing back in 1989. So I was doing a whole bunch of house parties and stuff like that. And then I got on the radio in 1992 as a guest spot on Power 99 in Philly. So here I am, 17 years old. And I'm DJing the traffic jam in the #5 market in the country. I started off doing the guest spot, and then I just kind of like started doing like a lot of events around the city. And then I ended up being on the show tour. I was a DJ for Method Man, Eric Sherman, Redman, Biggie Smalls. I was on that whole tour back in 1994 when we did the Black College tour. But I always wanted to go into sports broadcasting. That's what I wanted to do because I played college ball and stuff like that. So while I was in college, I wanted to go into sports broadcasting. But what happened was, which changed my whole mind, was I was 18 years old. This is a true story. I was 18 years old. I was doing a live broadcast at a nightclub. I wasn't even old enough to be in there, okay? And I hooked up with some 27-year-old girl, and I was like, I want to be in radio. I don't want to do nothing else. So that's what happened. I'm being honest with you. And that's what started. That's when I was like, you know what? I want to do radio. And the thing is that I went to college on a football scholarship, an academic scholarship, and I had a full scholarship to go to graduate school because I graduated 8th of my class in college. So I had a scholarship to go to Temple University for graduate school, and I told my mom I wanted to be a DJ. My mom thought I was on drugs. God bless her soul. She thought I was crazy. She was like, "You want to go be a DJ?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to be a DJ. That's what I want."
In Pennsylvania, because you're from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Cheney University is the first historically HBCU. Just thought I'd let y'all know. Yeah, it's right south of Philadelphia or whatever. And I'm a Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma. See that right there? Boom. Just thought I'd let y'all know that too. But yeah, so I just, and that's what really started my journey into being in radio. And I just, even though I went through some really low points in my life, I just stuck through it.
We're gonna talk about those in my upcoming questions. Okay, so being from like Pennsylvania, and so I read in your bio that you made your way down to, I think, Jacksonville. So the northern part of Florida, and then you eventually made your way. Oh, you put your head down.
You don't understand my journey. So I'm going to give you the cliff notes so I don't make everything just crazy for you guys. Okay. So here it is. Okay. So I got a job opportunity to go to Gainesville, Florida in 1998. Okay. So I left Philly. Now this time I'm doing clubs. So I was making about $1,500 a week. That's in 1998 doing club money. Okay. So I'm hood rich at this point. Right. So I got a call to go down to Gainesville, Florida at Magic 101.3 was only paying me $400 a week. I didn't have nothing. When I tell you my mom thought I was crazy, I put a U-Haul in the back of my Honda Accord, went to Gainesville, Florida. I went to this radio station. I slept out of my car until I found a place to live. 2 weeks later, found a place to live. And then after being there for about 4 weeks, in 4 months, I lost my job for saying something stupid on the air.
Oh no.
So now my family is looking at me like I'm the only male that graduated from college. The only male in my family. So I'm looking like, well, what do I do? So I told nobody. So my buddy told me he had a job opportunity for me in Jacksonville. I moved to Jacksonville. And when I got there, they didn't give me a job. So I literally slept out of my car for like 2 months. Nobody in my family even knew. I was legitimately homeless.
Wow.
Yep.
So did you have to like find parking areas?
I found my way. It's really embarrassing because I don't want to keep y'all all day. So I went and got a job selling AT&T door to door. No, this is no lie. Now, so I'm. You ever see those people walking around that's like carrying like little almost like a suitcase full of items and stuff like that? That's what I was doing. So I'm walking around Jacksonville selling that stuff, selling AT&T, and I literally hit the lowest point of my life. I'm like, what am I doing?
No,
so
it's a hustle.
It was a hustle. I was literally taking showers at LA Fitness, not LA Fitness, it was just a gym. At gym every morning, just so I could, have somewhere to go. Eventually, I was able to get me a little apartment, and then I got into some trouble. I beat up somebody at the Greyhound station. That's a whole nother story, okay? I'm not going to get into that. So I was about to go to jail, and then my uncle asked me to come to South Carolina. So I went to South Carolina to work with my uncle who owned the strip club. So now I'm working at a freaking strip club, living in my uncle's basement, and I'm like, why does God hate me? Right?
Not even. It's okay. It was meant to be. It was a foundation.
And I'm going to show you how God worked really, really quick. So to make a long story short, I can give you the cliff notes. I was working at the strip club. A new radio station came on the air. I called up there to try to get a job. And the guy who answered the phone was the guy who gave me my first job in radio back in Philly.
Oh,
it was his best friend and the best man at his wedding. He called to him and said, yeah, he's good. I was only on the air in South Carolina for about 3 weeks. For about 3 months. And then a consultant heard me, and then I ended up in North Carolina. So now here's 4 radio stations I worked in 2 years. So I'm going to show you how God works. I did an interview when I got to North Carolina. They said, where do you want to work? I said, I want to go to Miami. I'm going to be doing nights in Miami. And I don't know how it happened, but about a month later, I get a phone call from a girl that I used to work with in Gainesville, Florida, to say, hey, we got a nighttime position available in Miami. My program director at 99 Jams was driving through North Carolina, taking his daughter to school, heard me on the radio and said, oh, this is the guy that we need to have in Miami. But when he got back to Miami, my tape of me being on the air was on his desk. And that's how I ended up in Miami. But see, I manifested because I'm really big on that. I manifest certain things, and I just believe in myself so much that I just knew that was going to happen. And that's how I ended up in Miami, and I haven't left since.
And that was my next question. Like my next question was, how did the opportunity come about for WEDR 99 Jams? Like you just answered that. So what has your journey been like after that? Because I know
Well, after I left 99 Jams, what happened was, and it wasn't that I had a problem with anybody at 99 Jams, it just that in 2008, we all know how the market downturn. And the thing was that, I ain't gonna lie, I made so much money. I was a millionaire by the time I was 32 years old. Because I made so much money. You don't understand. Like, no, I made more money than I knew what to do with. I didn't grow up with people with money in my family. So I made a bunch of investments that did not work out because I didn't know no better. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no drug problem. I ain't got no problems with no women, like none of that. You know, I just made a bunch of bad decisions. So when the market crashed in 2008, I was making a lot of money. So what happened was 99 Jams, they brought in another syndicated show and they let me go. So when they let me go, it happened at the time to where I literally was sitting on about $1.2 million. About $400,000 of that was in liquid. But yeah, I had a bunch of properties that I had to pay the mortgage on that I couldn't even sell because the market had no time. So within 6 months, I went from being a millionaire to being literally on food stamps. So in 2009, I was on public assistance. The only reason why my house didn't get foreclosed on is because of the robo signing, and I just kept fighting it and kept fighting it. So I literally did that and went into construction and opened up my own construction company. Don't even ask me that story, how that even happened.
Okay, I got you.
So it was rough for a couple of years, and I was able to get back on my feet. And I got on Power 96, and then I was on Power 96 morning show for about 7 years. So I was #1 there, and then. After they made some changes, I was unemployed for a year, but I had to go to the west coast of Florida. So I was on the west coast of Florida for a year. Then I got back to
Naples, Fort Myers.
That Fort Myers area. So I'm gonna tell you about manifesting things and how things are crazy. So my program director, his name is Phil Michael, and I try to express it because I do a lot of public speaking, and I explain this to people like you have to manifest and believe in yourself and believe what you want to do. My son said the funniest thing ever when he was young. He said, "Dad, how come all your girlfriends are so beautiful?" I said, "Because my desire is stronger than their resistance." And that's how I look at my life and my career and everything else. So what I mean by that is that I always believe in myself, and I always believe in what I want and what I want to do. So in December, follow the story. In December of 2018, I called Phil Michaels at Hot 105. I said, "Hey, you're gonna be making some changes this summer, and I'm your guy." He looked at the phone. You ever talk to him? He'll tell you the same story. He's like, "Okay, Lip, all right, whatever." May of 2019, he called me and he said, "Did you know that Rick Party was going to resign?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, I have a slot open for afternoons, and I don't know how you knew this." I said, "Don't worry about it, Phil."
The universe, babe. The universe.
The universe. He said, to this day, he said, "It freaks me out how you called me and told me." And what happened was July that year, I ended up being on the air on Hot 105. And that's how my whole transition goes. But it's not necessarily, I know that I'm talented, not to toot my own horn, but I just have such a strong faith in God. And I believe so much in the universe and positive affirmations that where I just always know that I'm going to be all right.
Of course. And it's opportunity. You can feel it. And the thing is, if you're like hungry for what you want, you go after it.
Absolutely.
The door is always open. If it closes, okay, they're going to go right there. Okay, hey, that's what it is, and that's what you did.
Absolutely.
So I know that you're really hands-on in the community, and you also have your foundation. It's the Lip Foundation.
Yes.
What's behind that?
Well, it's I started my foundation called the Love Initiative Projects. Give me 1 second. I want to turn on my flashlight so I can get some. Biggs, you turn on flashlight. I just want to do this real quick. I know I'm hood as hell, but turn on flashlight. Right, it's okay.
I can't turn it on right now.
Listen, just give me 1 second because I'm getting like really dark in here and I don't have a.
Oh, you should have light up your face. Yeah. Okay.
Turn on the flashlight. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Much better. So, so my foundation is LIP Foundation, which is an acronym for Love Initiative Projects. And I didn't want to streamline it into like one particular thing because there's so much that I do in the community. Like, I buy kids clothes for back to school. I do back to school giveaways. If you look what I did during Christmas, Big Mama, who's a pillar in our community.
Mama.
Yeah, I got her a car because I went to go because usually I talk to her during the holidays all the time because she gives me families to sponsor. So when I talked to her, she just started crying. And I was like, what's wrong? She said, baby, I need help with my family. I said, well, how do you help so many people, but yet you need help? And she broke down a story to me and everything that was going on with her. She didn't have transportation. So what I did was I got with Awfully Solely and I was able to get her a car. I was able to get money to get her insurance paid for a year. I was able to get money to help out her family, you know what I'm saying? Because she's taking care of about a half dozen kids, you know? So I was able to do that through my foundation, you know? And then I also got something I'm doing with foster kids. So when I say Love Initiative projects, it's not for just one particular, I don't streamline into like one area. I just kind of made it broad because if it's somebody that needs help, then I just try to give help because I believe, like my pastor said something crazy. And I'm not a super religious person, don't get me wrong, or whatever, but I do go to church and all the rest of that. But my pastor said something that was crazy. He said, God don't always give you more to have more. You feel what I'm saying? So I believe that to whom much is given, much is required. I'm a firm believer in that. So if God blesses you, you have to be able to bless somebody else. Like I never forget this sermon. He was like, what good is it if you had God giving you more than one car, but you can't give nobody a ride? Why do you have 5, 6 bedrooms, but yet you can't let nobody come and lay their head? What's the purpose of it?
So it's paying it forward.
You're paying it forward. That's all I try to do.
And I do want to kind of let you guys know that with the LIP Foundation, LIP means
Love Initiative Projects.
Love Initiative, exactly. So that's one thing I wanted to let our viewers know. I think I heard. I've been hearing that you're opening a restaurant in a.
All right. So let me give you. So what happened was back in 2011, I was almost died. I was in ICU. Okay. What happened was that I was probably about maybe 30, 40 pounds heavier. But I was, I was drinking a lot. I mean, I still drink. Don't get it messed up, right? But I was drinking a lot, and I had gained so much weight that where like literally like my immune system just kind of like just started deteriorating. So don't ask me how it happened. I was coaching a football game. I left. I went and got on a plane to go see my brother in Philly. And by the time I got there, I was sick as a dog. To make a long story short, I caught meningitis. When I got back to South Florida, they looked at me. I went to the hospital, leaving the airport, and I ended up in ICU. I was in ICU for 6 days. And what the doctor told me, he said, what happened with you, he said, Alex, you're overweight, high blood pressure, you're borderline diabetic. He was like, you were drinking all day, then you got on the airplane. He said, that's equivalent to you going out of town and putting on Facebook that I'm out of town, my door is open, come rob me. He said, because that's what you did to your immune system. And like I had the high blood pressure, I had the cholesterol. So at that point, I just got out of eating meat. After that, I started working out more. Like if you see, I just ran the Miramar 5K. I cut meat completely out of my diet because as I did my research, I understand that meat, like people, I grew up thinking that sugar was the cause of diabetes, but it's not. It's in the meat. It's all in the meat, and people don't really understand that.
Dude, bread and pasta, right?
Yeah, so all that. Yeah, no, not even that, because what happens is that your body is going to break down the pasta. It's going to break down the bread. It's going to turn to the sugar. You need the sugar to go ahead and move. Your body can burn the sugar. What happens is your body can't break down the meat. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what causes the diabetes. Like people don't know that. Like I was educated all wrong, but I did my research and I found that out. So then I cut out meat. So after I cut out meat, I started going more vegan, but then I realized most of vegan meat tastes like shit. So I was like, it does. I'm gonna be honest with you. And anybody who knows me, if you hashtag
Beyond Meats,
if you hashtag cooking with Big Lip, you'll see. Like I can cook for real. When I say like I cook for like for real.com. So I had to figure out a way to make vegan food taste great. So ironically, I partnered up with somebody who remains nameless that is in Fort Lauderdale, and I got involved in this vegan restaurant, was able to completely turn it around, invested like 20 grand, and he pretty much screwed me over. Like literally my co-host Shelby Russian talked me off the cliff from going to jail. She just looked at me and she was just like, Alex, do your own thing. I said, you know what? You're right. So God blessed me. God blessed me where I had the capital, and I just did my own thing. So because I'm crazy, so I call it the crazy vegan. What it is vegan comfort food. Don't think you coming to my spot and getting brown rice and carrots. It's vegan fat ass food. Like it really is. Like it's
mac and cheese, vegan mac and cheese.
It's all plant based. Like my burgers, my Philly cheesesteak is ridiculous. Like it's almost like it's like the McDonald's of vegan. It's called the Crazy Vegan. Follow it on Instagram or whatever, and you can see my menu, and then you're gonna go, okay, this brother's serious. So yeah, so I went through my final inspection today. So my grand opening should be in about 2 weeks. So
oh my God, I'm excited because you know what? I don't eat meat.
Oh really?
So I don't. I'm a really big advocate of like a plant-based life and all that.
Oh my goodness! And the thing is that, like, listen, my food, like, I have. You don't understand. My phone rings off the chain. People are legitimately stalking because people know how I cook. Like it's literally, like I said, it's vegan comfort food. It's literally like you want to be like angry when you can't get there on time. Like seriously, because it's literally a movement. Put it this way: I did a tasting, and I literally turned down 7 figures worth of investors.
Oh wow! Okay,
no,
I got
that because so just follow me at the Crazy Vegan with a K. So it was with a K.
Vegan with a K. Is it Howard? So
it's in Hollandale. It's in Hollandale Beach Boulevard. It's just east. Is Hollandale going east? As you're going towards the beach, it's in the 7th Avenue Village in the same plaza where the Wingstop is right there.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, wait. Yeah. So what is like your most like popular menu item?
Most popular, I'm gonna be honest with you. So we have a Philly cheesesteak, okay? Because I'm from Philly, and my chef is from Florida. So we worked on it, and I was just going to be something I was going to feature every now and then to see how it works. So I did 3 tastings. Everybody gave rave reviews about all of our food, but that Philly cheesesteak is, I think that's going to be the one that's going to literally because it has the onions, the peppers, it has the plant-based meat, it has everything. There you go, the Crazy Vegan.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah, okay. There you go. And as you go down, you'll see. And I had the smoothies, I have the crazy egg rolls. And as you go down, you'll just see more. We have wings, vegan wings. We have, when I say everything. We have mac and cheese balls. My mac and cheese balls are crazy. So the mac and cheese balls is so crazy. We call them crazy balls. We call them warm and tasty, never salty.
Oh my God! I got you. No, I'm here for this.
We have the trail lemonade. We have the strawberry lemonade. We have everything. Everything is made fresh. We have local tacos
too.
Yeah, we have local tacos, which are the vegan shrimp tacos and regular tacos. Like, listen, you're not coming there to lose 10 pounds. It's just an alternative to it's vegan comfort food. People should be able to eat vegan and not be scared. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's that.
And not just rabbit food. No,
not rabbit food, exactly.
That's what they call it. Okay. The grand opening, do you have a date?
It should be not this coming Friday, and it's all predicated on how everything goes tomorrow because I have one more walkthrough with the fire inspectors. So realistically, it's definitely going to open this month. I'm just trying to figure out the date and everything else. So we're rolling.
Okay, well, I'll be following. I'm there because I don't eat meat, period. So
and people don't understand. You don't have to eat meat to feel good. People don't understand. People eat my cheesesteaks and they don't feel heavy and nasty. And listen, it got the peppers, it got the cheese, it got everything. It's serious, but you don't feel nasty afterwards.
Hashtag guilt-free.
Guilt-free. And what I explain to people, because sometimes how we always say, "Oh, you got the itis." You understand? How we say that after you eat a lot? People don't know the history behind that. The reason why people say you got the itis, what it basically is that your body is using extra energy to process all that meat and bullshit you've been eating. So what happens is it makes you tired. So because your body is over processing it, you don't get the itis when you eat my food, because you don't have, your body doesn't have to work hard to process the meat. Because it's not animal products.
It's not flesh.
It's not flesh. So people don't really understand that. So that's why I always educate people.
Well, I'm there. Everything is. I'm always there to support. So yeah, I'll be there. Awesome.
I got you.
Okay, well, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so my last question is, what would you tell your younger self, and how old would you be?
What would I tell my younger self? Wow. I want to talk shit about my baby mamas, but I really don't want to do that right now. So let me just say, well, you're asking me the truth. Like in terms of my, you know what I would tell my younger self? And it's actually what I did is stay the course. It's going to be okay. Because I got discouraged so many times, but I still stayed the course, but I didn't have nobody to speak life into me. I think my process of going through life and try to chase success would have been a lot easier if I had somebody to speak life into me.
Yeah.
But the thing that I would have told myself more than anything else is talk to other people about what you're going through. You know, because I'm very prideful. I'm a man. I've been a dad since I was 16 years old. My son is 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like I was very, very prideful that where I didn't talk to anybody, you know, and I think that even though I'm proud of my life's journey, I think that my guidance would have been a lot different if I just would have opened up. But I think a lot of time as men, especially black men, we're extremely prideful and we don't want to talk to anybody. And listen, like I always go to my whole thing, like I'm not the most religious person, but my pastor said the real estate, he said, the most valuable thing you got in life is other people.
Of course.
So that's what I would tell my younger self. And the reason why a lot of us have so many hurdles is because we don't reach out to other people. If you broke, you can't loan yourself money. If you sick, you can't prescribe yourself freaking medicine. If your car broke down, you can't drive yourself to where you need to go because you don't got no damn car. The most valuable thing you have in life is other people. And a lot of times we get too prideful to reach out. So that's probably the biggest thing that I would have told my younger self, and I probably would have done it at 19 years old.
No, definitely. And yeah, so you were like a young parent, and it's like your son, he's looking up to you.
Yo, my son is amazing. We actually have a video that went viral. If you see it on DL Hewley posted it, freaking everybody. He actually surprised me. I haven't seen him in 3 years because he's been away in Japan in the service, and he surprised me when I was on air.
Oh, that's
so if
awesome.
you go to my Instagram page and you go down to the February 8th post, he actually, let me go on right now. You'll see it. It's gonna make you cry. Listen, if you can. Yeah, it's on right February 8th. You'll see it because it has like the military thing, and that's probably, my son even said, he said, Dad, it's probably the only time that I ever seen you cry. And last time I cried was probably when my mom passed in 2004 because I don't cry. So there it is right there. If you expand it, you'll see.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I never cried like that in my life.
Oh, kids at a younger age, and the thing is, life isn't over. It's not ended. It's the beginning. You're able to kind of just share your journey and your wisdom and your experiences with your offspring. Like it's a blessing. And
he
the thing
grew
is,
up with me. He literally grew up with me. Even when I was in college playing ball, my son literally was up on campus and sitting on the bench. Like, he's always been a good kid. He's such a good kid. I had to get 2 DNA tests on because I can't believe he's mine. Like, no lie. See, this fool is nothing like me.
Did you go on fraternity court? No, I'm missing.
No, he's nothing like me. He's such an amazing young man. He really is.
No, I'm glad to hear that. And you're so involved. And I think that's really, and another thing that we have to break in the Black community as far as Black men is, oh, they're not involved in their kids' lives. But you know what? You broke that barrier. You're a young parent and you're still involved. You're still there right now. And I think that's so important. And I think that's such a great role model and a message to send to other young men out there.
Absolutely.
So no, that's definitely applaudable. So thank you for that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I will totally, I'm gonna be there.
I'm ready, girl. Let's go.
Let's do this. All right. So okay. So wait. So Hot 105. How can we hear you? How can we get a hold of you?
Man, every day from 3 to 7. You could always check me out. I'm on. Listen, what you see is what you get. Like, you hear the way that I talk right now. This is the way that I talk on the air because I'm completely transparent. I'm an open book. Can't nobody tell you nothing about me besides me. Like, I'm real. So you can always check me out 3 to 7 every day on Hot 105. You can follow me at Big Lip MIA. If you want to check out my restaurants, thecrazyvegan.com, or you can make sure you follow us on Instagram at thecrazyvegan. That's with the K, The Crazy Vegan. And if you ever DM me or message me, I always hit you right back too. So It's all good. We're good money.
Awesome. All right. Well, Alex Chisholm.
Chisholm actually is pronounced like Chism. That's how it's pronounced. Chisholm. That's how it's pronounced.
Chisholm.
Chisholm. Yeah. But everybody always pronounce it Chisholm. I don't know why, but whatever it is.
That's how it's okay. Well, Alex Chisholm. I was trying to sound English. Okay, well, thank you. Okay, Big Lip. Thanks for being our guest tonight. And
it's all good.
We'll catch you Hot 105, and I'll be there when you open in a couple of weeks.
Listen, I'm ready. Listen, you got my info. Hit me up because I'm gonna do a tasting the day before we open because I'm doing a ribbon cutting with the city, and so you don't have to deal with the craziness on my grand opening day. So just hit me up. I got you. No worries. We good.
All right. Awesome. Got
All
you.
right.
Thanks for being our guest tonight. Have a good night.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I want to give a shout out to Michelle. She says, "Love the hair, Nikki." Well, girl, you know, I'm throwing free. So thank you, boo. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, hey, guys, please remember to tune into our show, Lunch with Legacy Leaders. It is with Emery Sorrell. It's every Thursday. So today's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. So tune in tomorrow, Thursday at 12 p.m. So basically, we interview thought leaders on issues impacting the Black community right here within South Florida. So go on Facebook to watch live at MIA Media GRP. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. It's Facebook, MIA Media GRP. Okay, so thank you so much for being our guest tonight. We'll see you next week for our next featured guest. Have a good night. Deuces.